Hello again, it's Dr. Deborah Harris Nixon. Now, I want to share something that's really different for me. This is one thing I do not do. I don't really do a lot of God talk, spiritual talk well, I guess I kind of do, but not straightforward. But this is a straightforward God spiritual talk. The question came to me, how do you know when God is speaking to you? You know, you've heard people say over the years, in our community, we love God more than everybody else, right? And you've heard people say, God, especially old people, they're saying a minute God told them or the Spirit told them. And I never denied, I never doubted that they were being honest or whatever, but I could never say that. I never said it unless I knew it. And it's only been a few times when I just actually knew it. I tried to do the right thing, and I felt like when I was doing the right thing, I was doing what God wanted me to do. So I didn't have to say, God, is this right? I just did the right thing. But now I can change. I'm an old person, maybe because I'm old now, y'all. Now as an old person, I can say, God spoke to me. Yeah, I can say that. So then I start thinking about all that time when I never thought about whether God was speaking to me or not, or even thought if God spoke to me directly, like old people were saying. But now I know. So I'm going to tell you. And if you have had this experience, maybe you can email me at drdeborahspeaks@gmail.com and share with me your story, or you can go on my website and drdeborah.nixon.com and you can share with me what your relationship with God or how you came to this. But anyway, so then I have kind of a template. This is how, if you ever wonder if God is speaking or has spoken to you in some kind of way, this is how one way you can know. The first way is you got to believe that happens. You have to believe that God would reach out to you and offer you something. It has to be a part of the way you think or your relationship and your understanding about God. That has to be there. So once you get that settled, that God could possibly say something, give you some signs, then how do you know that is God and not just coincidental things? Again, that goes back to your whole understanding about spirituality. You have to believe that kind of thing can happen, and therefore you're open to it when it does happen. All right? So it's all in your basic belief. Now, the next thing is part of being open. Part is also being receptive. Is start paying attention to your world. And the only reason why you would be doing this is because maybe you need to hear. Maybe it's time to make a change about something, or maybe there's something you should have been doing long time ago and you just haven't done it, and it's imperative that you do it. So maybe that's why I'm offering this to whomever it applies to. So if you're listening to me and you're still listening to me, then you're more than likely a person who needs to hear this now, because God has probably been trying to get your attention, and I'm kind of helping God out right now by having this talk with you or sharing this with you. So, but the thing with this is, while you're being open, you don't want to overdo it. You just want to be in a mindset of okay, you just present it to me, and then make it very clear that and you make it more than a coincidence. Just make it very clear that it's you, and then I know to turn toward that thing. So, but again, you don't want to overdo it, because then everything that happens, it'll drive you crazy. Okay, is that it? Okay, is that it? Okay, is that it? No, you just want to just be in a general kind of open, easy, receptive mind frame. Okay, so when it does appear, it gets your attention, and you say, okay, all right, something, and that's another thing. Something will resonate with you. Something will maybe nudge you, or something would say, pay attention to that, or something would just like that. It'll be, and again, it'll come from inside you, but it'll come out of nowhere. You've probably had those experiences already. It came from inside of you, but it just came out of nowhere. That's the way you want to think. That's the way it generally, one way it could show up in your life. So you're open, and then you notice something. And when you notice something, it gets your attention, and you say, okay. So then but you go on, because you don't know that's what it is. And then that thing, or whatever it is, it'll keep happening. Whatever it is, it may not be the same thing, it may be something different, but something else will keep happening to let you know, okay, pay this thing attention. And then you're onto it. You're onto it because now you're not only open to it, something that's gotten your attention, you're looking at it, you're thinking, you're considering it. And then I think when God knows that God has your attention, then that's when God will just keep, adding fuel to it, just making it very plain, very clear. Yes, that's me. Keep listening, keep following the crumbs, because it's going to lead you to where you're going. And then, I guess then you still have a choice, because when you get to the end of the breadcrumbs, then you got to make a decision about whether you're going to do the thing that you believe that God wants you to do. So then that comes to, okay, what are you going to do? Now, you have to consider, when you're making your decision about what you're going to do, if this is something that the world, it means it's not just for you, you know what I'm saying? It's for a larger purpose. So would you be okay living in this world without doing that? Can you live with that? You say, I get somebody else to do it. I don't want to do all that. Besides, people don't appreciate it when people do X, Y, Z. I don't want to be bothered with that, so I'm just not going to do it. Because you always have a choice. You always have a choice. There's consequences to all choices, and I'm not saying God's going to strike you down or anything like that. I'm just saying whatever choices we make in our lives, they're just things that happens as a result of those choices, okay? So ask yourself, feel around inside your heart and your spirit, and see if it's something that you could see yourself doing, and that it will bring you joy once you step out there and start to do it. But the whole idea is to follow God's breadcrumbs, being open to it, and then if you decide to do it, then you know that from start to finish, that was God moving in your life and giving you direction, and it's a great thing when it happens like that. And then you can say, like old people say, and God told me, and I know it. And the cool thing about that is you don't really care what people think. You don't. I guess that's why old people say stuff they say. By that time, you really don't care at all about what somebody thinks about what you're saying, whether they believe what you're saying. It doesn't matter, because you know. And that's the beauty of being open, and then watching things happen, and then coming to the conclusion that it was God. So if you got a question about anything I said, then reach out to me, and we can talk if you like. DrDeborahNixon.com. All right, guys. Until next time, pay attention, but don't pay attention. Because if it's God, it's going to become very clear. And you will know it. Like I said, it comes from inside you, but from out of nowhere. Take care.